We have breaking news right now. For the first time in its 116-year history, the NAACP will not be inviting the sitting president of the United States to its national convention. The NAACP has decided not to invite Donald Trump this year for the first time in 116 years.
You don't get to ignore him, is my point. He has been the most powerful, the most influential member of the GOP since 2015. How does you refusing to invite him, ostracizing him, not wanting to hear what he has to say to you all, how does that help you? How? I'm not saying agree with him. I'm not saying side with him. I'm not saying befriend him. I'm not saying any of those things. But ignoring him ain't going to get it done. Not if you truly want to be about the business of helping folks, particularly the desolate and disenfranchised in our country, the urban communities throughout America. Not that that's all the NAACP does, because I'm certainly not implying that. All I'm saying is that clearly is who you're interested in helping. Ignoring him and not even inviting him to come and speak at your convention, what's that going to accomplish? For the first time in a 116-year history, you're not inviting a president. Are you trying to tell me that there's no president that has been as offensive to the NAACP as Donald Trump in 116 years? Are you really making that argument? That no matter what you think about Donald Trump, that's the only person, that's the only president of the United States that you've been able to say that about in a 116-year history of the NAACP. 116 years. Doing the math, that goes back to 1909. Since 1909, there's no president that has ever been more offensive to the NAACP than Donald Trump. Is that your argument? Let's say for the sake of argument that it is for the moment. Other than the progressive left, who's going to definitively agree with your position? You might have folks out there that want to contribute to the causes of the NAACP that are center left and center right. They may not agree with Donald Trump either, but they recognize the importance of being able to work with the President of the United States. Just think about it. I don't think this is the right move. If all of us had to like the people we had to deal with and do business with, how would business ever get done in this country, if not this world? It's a rhetorical question, Mr. Derek Johnson. I know you know the answer.
Our job is to make democracy work and fight to protect democracy. And there's a conflict. There's a conflict with the things that he has done, that he's doing, and things that are being planned with our job.
Stephen A. Smith was 1,000% right in everything that he said. How do you expect to get anything accomplished by ignoring the president? This just doesn't make sense. I mean, y'all go to jobs and y'all don't like y'all boss. Y'all go to jobs and work shoulder to shoulder and elbow to elbow with people that y'all can't stand. But ignoring the president, the person that you would actually need to get some things accomplished, you decide to do that. No one's saying you got to agree with them. No one's saying you got to like or love the man. But the fact that you do not want the man in the room, and he is the sitting president. The NAACP, to be honest with you, they're not worth a whole lot in this day and age. They just not, and they have an affinity, to support causes that actually do more harm than help, for the people that they quote unquote are supposed to help. We understand that the NAACP has moved on from, quote unquote rights for, minorities or people of color, whatever term you want to use today. and they're all about, rights for the alphabet community and the trans community, so forth and so on. We know that that is the case. They just have a black face in front of it. We know that that is the case. But 116 years, going back to 1909. And this is the guy that y'all decided that, hey, we're going to put our foot down. We're not inviting President Trump. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. And really and truly, the NAACP is really just showing their hand as how irrelevant they actually are. I can't think of anything that they get accomplished or that they have gotten accomplished, to be honest with you, especially nothing positive, for the nation, probably over the better part of maybe 50, 60 years. And to be honest with you, if you really go back and look at the history of them, yeah, it's not that good. It's not that good. For the people that they say that they're here to help, man, it ain't turned out too well. And I start to give people the side eye when they start talking about, the quote unquote threat to democracy and we're about democracy. I give those people a side eye because one or two things, either they're dumb and they don't understand that we actually live in a constitutional republic, or two, they're not dumb and they want a democracy, meaning that they would prefer mob rule of New York City and LA liberal policies. And, basically just they want that projected on the masses in this country. And they want their way. How do you expect to get anything accomplished by deciding not to have a conversation with an individual? You can sit down and converse and communicate with an individual, even if you don't agree with said individual. Now, you're the NAACP. This is the president that signed the First Step Act. This is the president that signed the Opportunity Zones. This is the president that actually reversed a lot of these wicked sentences that a lot of people get. Y'all know about Miss Alice, the current pardon czar right now, who would have, had it not been for the First Step Act and President Trump signing that into law, had it not been for that, she'd still be in prison to this day. A black woman, I might add. And there was a plethora of brothers and sisters that was able to get out of prison behind the First Step Act. But President Trump's the evil one. He's the one that y'all put your foot down and said, nah, we can't do this. Are you freaking kidding me? But let's hear from The View.
The theme of this year's convention is the fierce urgency of now, focusing on political divisions and threats to civil rights. So the question is, does not inviting him...
I got a question for you guys. What civil rights is President Trump violating right now? What can't you do today that you could do a year ago? Seriously, I'd like to know. I can't think of one.
Send the right message, or is it a missed opportunity? Now, I personally think...
What do you think?
I think it's all right that they didn't invite him, because you generally would invite
of course you do,
folks
Whoopi,
if you thought there could be a dialogue. But there is not a real solid possibility of having a dialogue, a meaningful one with him, about the changes that he's making and how they're affecting. So I think they saved themselves, a chicken dinner. And he'll get somebody who can actually speak to this and how to make the changes. That's my thoughts. What do you think?
Well, I agree with you, Whoopi. The NAACP, what many people don't understand is it's a nonpartisan organization, and it's also a civil rights organization.
Please, the NAACP is not a nonpartisan organization. They are a Democrat organization. They are a liberal organization. And let's just keep it a buck. They are a Marxist organization infiltrated by Marxists with the goal to push Marxism amongst the nation. Come on, man, stop it.
Organization that has been, and what we have seen with this new Trump administration, Trump 2.0, is he's attacking the civil rights that our ancestors, upon whom we stand on their shoulders, fought for and lost their lives for. He signed what I believe are unconstitutional executive orders to oppress voters and undo federal civil rights protections. He even ended initiatives for affirmative action and diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. And also, he terminated a number of NIH grants that support scientific research on health equity and racial disparities. And a federal judge, by the way, on Monday declared some of those cuts void and illegal, accusing the government of racial discrimination. And so when you have that in context, as background, I think it makes a lot of sense. And the last thing I'll say is he declined to speak. Trump declined to speak at the NAACP when he was the nominee in 2016 and as president, 2017, 2018, and 2019. He doesn't want to go there. They don't need to have him there.
Yes. So he spoke whether people should host or interview the president of the United States. My argument is generally with an interview, yes. So he spoke, we talked about during the election cycle to the National Association of Black Journalists. I thought that was valuable because you had people like ABC News' Rachel Scott hold his feet to the fire on policy. And I do believe that a presidential candidate and certainly a president, what they say is newsworthy, even if it's offensive, even if we disagree with it, because it affects all of us. In this regard, I don't think the NAACP has any obligation to invite him. To me, that's if somebody is not aligned with your viewpoints, with your policy initiatives, I don't think you're obligated to invite the political figure of the other side.
But he would be booed anyway.
But I was going to say, I think it's a missed opportunity for Trump, not for the NAACP, because he did start to make some headway with black male voters in this country. He got the most votes of a Republican since Gerald Ford. And this could be an opportunity to hear from some of those people, to hear what priorities are. But do we think he's going to hear people?
I mean, honestly, that is not an opportunity to hear from people. Those of us that align ourselves, with the MAGA movement, we don't align ourselves with the initiative or the movement of the NAACP. We just don't. That movement, that organization has been co-opted a long time ago, and it's a worthless organization in my opinion. Worthless. But let's keep going.
The NAACP decided to not invite our great president to their convention. They came out real fast with a little statement, right? The same old shit, some type of threat to democracy, DEI, all that dumbass shit, right? Guess what, NAACP? Guess what, NAACP? I guarantee you Donald Trump don't give a fuck. I'm black, and I don't even give a fuck about the NAACP. It stands for nothing now. In 2025, it stands for nothing.
Yep. He's absolutely right. This brother right here is cooking. NAACP, please. Who cares? So
how would a white person give up by the NAACP when 98% of black folk don't give up by the NAACP? Because that organization, it consists of a small amount of black boulets that getting paid for these other left-wing organizations to be rich, to pretend they really give a fuck black folks when they don't. So Donald Trump, I knew he wasn't gonna show up no goddamn way, but you dodge a bullet, because going to a convention like that around a bunch of black folks who would be complaining all night, white man bad, slavery, 400 years ago, Kunta Kinte, Rosa Parks, we're victims, the white man holding us back, we need reparations, the whole night. I'm black, I don't want to be around that shit. So how the fuck a white person want to be around that type of shit? So you dodge a bullet, my man. Because I guaranteed you, going to a NAACP convention is like going to a BET Awards. It's going to be ratchet. They probably have some women shaking their ass. They probably get Gorilla another NAACP award. Who knows? Because that's where they roll right now. So I'm black and I won't even show up. So I know you was not going to show up. Because nobody cares, including majority of black folks do not care about the NAACP. And the CP stands for colored people.
The fact that they're still using NAACP, colored people, at the end. The fact that they're still using that tells you everything that you need to know about that organization. But this brother's absolutely right. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this entire deal. Do you think Trump would have gone anyway? Had they invited him? Do you think he would have showed up? Probably not. It would be in a hostile environment. I mean, heck, the other day, there was a lady, she was just named president of Florida A&M University. She happens to be a Republican. Those people got up and turned their backs on this lady while she was giving her opening speech. You know what I'm saying? So why would he go into a hostile environment? It ain't even hostile for people like myself. I'm sorry. It's not even a safe place for people like myself. It's a hostile environment for anybody that is not on the Democrat plantation. Let's just keep it a buck. And he's absolutely right. A lot of black folks don't even care about the daggone NAACP. And the fact that there's still an organization out there by the name of NAACP and these folks ain't changed that name yet. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Drop me a comment down below. I want to hear from you guys. Hey, if you're subscribed, turn that notification bell on so also you never miss an upload. Come join us Monday through Friday for ARP in the morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check us out. If it's your first time, let me know so I can show y'all some love in the chat. All right? Support this channel financially. Join the ARP family. Or you can buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. Love you guys, man. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.